Hello everyone, here is a big problem that eBay actually has, and there is a way that you can solve it. There's actually two different ways for you to do this. The first thing that you could do is to easily block people from bidding on your items and buying things and then being a bad buyer. Now, who is a bad buyer? A bad buyer is somebody who buys something and either never pays for it, or even worse, he tries to scam you. Now, if he tries to scam you, you can always report him to eBay, but the scamming already done and you lost your money. So in this case, there is nothing much you can do but prevent it from happening in the first place. By preventing it from happening, what you're doing is very simple. You're setting up your buy requirements so nobody can go about and scam you in the first place or buy something from you and tries to do something bad. The second way is very simple. If somebody actually already buys something from you and they're a bad buyer, such as they try to scam you, they actually are trying to, if they buy something, then they decide they don't like it, they send it back and they break it, or all kinds of other ways that they come up with, including not paying for something for a few weeks. And then of course you can set up an item to give them an automatic strike. But again, the merchandise right there is gonna sit, and the problem with a merchandise actually sitting, it takes more time, and you could have actually sold it to somebody who would actually appreciate this item and buys it, and then you can put it new merchandise. So the problem with people buying things and not really getting it is they're wasting your time, and your time is precious because time equals money. So here's a few things you could do. Very simple. In the buy requirements, you can select a few things. First off, you can block people who don't have a PayPal account. Now, most people who are doing transactions on eBay right now have been trained to have a PayPal account, and it's required to buy things. But right now, eBay moved away because it actually broke into two separate companies, where PayPal and eBay are separate entities, which means it is good news for you. Now you can pay with more than just PayPal if you want to buy something from eBay, and that's a good thing. On the other hand, PayPal has a special fraud protection, which means that it really screens out people who are going to buy something and try to scam you. So PayPal is probably the best way for you to prevent people from scamming you in the first place. So for you to be protected, you can easily just block people from buying things from you who don't have a PayPal account. The next way for you to go about this is block people who are buyers who have unpaid item strikes. So if somebody buys something and decides not to pay for it and they keep on doing it, you can just block them, because there's just bad business for you to get people who are buying things and not buying from you, because then you have a bunch of inventory that could have been sold and didn't, who bought the item and never paid for it. Another thing you could do is to block people in certain locations. So if you don't ship your item to a special location, you can just block it. You can just prevent people from bidding in the first place, and it could happen. They could actually go about and they would actually bid in a location that you really don't ship to, and for that not to actually happen to you, just block them. That's the best way to do it. Another way for you to do it is to block people who have a policy violation. So if they violated some things on eBay, it means that you can go and block them from bidding on you. Now they have to have a substantial amount of policy violations before you can even block them, like 4 different violations within a month. That's really a lot. On the other hand, 4 of them in 6 months, it's still pretty decent amount of violations. And at the same time, I'm not sure they will actually be on eBay if they keep on having that many policy violations in the first place. But if they do, you can just block them and prevent them from bidding on your items in the first place. The next option for you is to block buyers with a negative feedback score. Now let's keep that in mind, that the only people who can have a negative feedback score are sellers. Now for a seller to be and to have a negative score of a -3, he has to start from 0 and actually keep on going below negative. That's very unusual. The chances of that happening is as high as you winning the lottery today. That's actually the chances of you finding somebody who actually is going to have -3 strike on their account and is going to be on eBay, but you can still try to block them from bidding in the first place. The next thing that you could do is, of course, block people who might bid on several of your items and not pay for them. Once more, I accidentally did put this on, and I have not tried to use it on purpose, but it did stop people who actually bought something from me from buying it again. And that was not a good thing, because this person who bought something from me, he wanted to buy a few of my items. He was not going to pay for them right away. He was going to wait until we combined shipping for all those items together and then pay for as a whole lot. So for you to use this option is going to be the worst one out of all those choices, because it's not going to actually prevent fraud. It's actually going to prevent people who are good buyers, who are trying to buy something from you and they're trying just to save money on the shipping charges, and they don't want to pay for something until they buy like 5 or 6 items. They're actually doing you a favor, because now you can ship everything all at once instead of you shipping individually every single packet to the same exact buyer. And lastly, apply all settings to active and future listing. You can press on this, and right now every single listing that's up right now is gonna have every one of those choices set up for you. So it's up to you to go in here, tweak it in any way you want, and I'm gonna be offering a shortcut menu where you can go and use it. And lastly, don't forget, after you do all this work and change all those preferences, don't forget to press on submit, because if you don't press on submit, none of this will actually be remembered by eBay itself. Another thing you want to do is to not allow blocked bidders to contact me, which means that why should you have people who you already blocked to be able to keep on bothering you and asking you questions, because now they can't even buy things from you anyway. That's why you should actually check this check mark in, just in case. The next thing that we will be talking about is how to set up your block bidder account. A block bidder account is very simple. What you're going to be doing is preventing anyone who actually already bid on your listings and you don't want them to come back to you and do business with you. It is the same as if a store actually banned you from coming into the store itself and buying something from you. Now, this is not 100% effective, and if somebody opens up a new eBay ID, they can go in and still buy something from you. But it does prevent people who are multiple scammers or people who keep on coming back to you and trying to scam your system and trying to scam your eBay listings, or keep on giving you negative feedback. You can prevent them from coming back and doing business with you again. So what you're doing is you're going to the buyer bidder management page, and then you can block anyone who you don't like. You just add their user ID to the block and bidder buyer list. There is actually another one that is a block bidder exemption list, where you can actually unblock people or let certain people to come back and do business with you. So here is all the people that I blocked them. There's a humongous amount that I did because they try to scam me, they try to do stupid things. I mean, they send me spam, all kinds of other ways. There is a lot of them. Over time, you'll be putting your own list here of people who should not you do business with you, because they're just gonna rip you off. They're not good buyers. And the reason for that is very simple. When you take a look at this, you could see a lot of them, it says like deleted, and there is a number right next to it. What it means is pretty simple. A lot of those people, they did so many scams on eBay itself that eBay decided to get rid of them. They actually went about and removed them from eBay. The reason they removed them from eBay is very simple, because they went about, they broke too many rules, and to top it off, they keep on scamming different kind of sellers. So eBay does pay attention to this. They will take care of you, and they don't like people who go into it and try to scam sellers. At the same time, if they come back and they keep on abusing the money back guarantee, they're gonna take it away from you. They actually can take away that promise that you can get your money back if item is not as described. If you go about and abuse the system and you keep on saying item is not as described, or keep on giving negative feedbacks to everyone who you're buying from. So you have to be also careful if you are a buyer on eBay. You don't want to get on this bad list. And lastly, the best defense is always a good offense. With a good offense, what you want to do, you want to block people who might scam you before they actually had a chance to commit the crime. So what you're doing is very simple. You're going to the Facebook group that's called Blocked Bidders List. You're pressing on it, pressing on files, and here there is a bunch of different files, and all you have to do is to download all those files. That's going to tell you all the different kind of users that you shouldn't do business with because they have been causing a lot of trouble to other eBay sellers, and therefore they have been vented by this group itself, and there probably are people who are not good for you to do business with. So what you're doing is you're downloading those files, you're putting the names and the screen IDs of anyone who is a suspect of doing something bad on eBay itself, and they're just not gonna buy anything from you in the first place. Now it's gonna be like some hundreds of people, and eBay is full of millions of people, and the chances are of you having contact with any of those scammers is gonna be a lot more slimmer now after you actually found out which ones are causing any trouble. Another thing you could do is to look into all those different names that have been posted right here. There is a bunch of different names and screen names that have been posted, and you can just pick a bunch of them out. You can write them down and prevent them from bidding on your auctions in the first place. Those methods are going to make sure that your eBay account is going to be totally foolproof from anyone coming in and trying to scam you.